G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Keithy Broom, that's the traditional welcome I seem to give every time. It's Australian for hello, how are you? It's a beautiful Monday night in Brisbane. It's just gone 7 o'clock, and welcome to everybody watching. Now, our usual panel has been reduced to myself and the lovely Claudia Eifert, who's on her mobile phone with the plugs in, but a beautiful backdrop. You're in a first class lounge there in Dubai, ready to fly out back to your home. Is that right, Claudia? How are you? Hello.
Hi, Keithy. I'm doing great. Indeed, I'm about to fly out in, I think, 1.5 hours to Europe. Haven't been there for a month now, as you know. We had been on the tour, so I'm good.
Fantastic. Looks it's pretty hot in Dubai, though. I saw your post the other day. What was the temperature there?
I think it was hitting 50 degrees or so.
50 degrees. They want to hold the World Cup. They've changed the time who won the World Cup? Qatar. They're playing in the summertime. Ridiculous. So they've changed it to a different month of the year, but ridiculous trying to 50 degrees, that's just incredible. I've been in 46 degrees once in Sydney, and that was unbearable, just unbelievable. So,
yeah. It's pretty hot. So, I mean, you know, if you have the wrong clothing or so, it's just, I mean, that's why you understand when they wear these clothes, because it's just way better than the clothes we wear. So, yeah, it's just too hot. But hey, I love hot, so for me it's probably lesser hot than maybe for you.
yeah. All right. Now our normal panelist Paul Weeks on the Gold Coast, he can't make it tonight, and Bill is in Dubai, but he's in meetings, so he can't make it. So unfortunately, folks, or fortunately, you just have myself and Claudia. Now, as we all know, price of Bitcoin's dropped off in the last 4, 5, 6 days. So we need it to climb back up. It's starting to slowly climb back up. So obviously our contracts are not paying at the moment. So we just need I think it went up 1% per day today. I'll just check on CoinCap. It's gone up a little bit actually, 2.3%. That's good. It has these dips, these highs and lows. There's a lot of people obviously buying and selling, and it's just. I think of it just slowly, even 0.5% a day, just slowly edged up. That'd be fantastic. Obviously, our contracts will start paying again, but I've got plenty of confidence that that's going to happen. So it's just on the way back up again. You did say about a month or so ago that you felt it would dip again, Claudia, and it did. Because maybe you can, if you know on the top of your head, the people that I'll just go to my Twitter feed, because you gave me 4 or 5 people that you follow on Twitter who have quite good insight into the crypto world. Could you maybe tell folks watching who those people are, and then people can just write them down. So if you're watching, folks, and you want to get these people with a bit of update, just grab a pen and paper, or type it into your chat box or whatever. So what are the say the 3 or 4 people you told me?
Yeah, I mean, I follow, of course, all kinds of people which I have met on blockchain events, where I actually, you know, I had listened to them in the different blockchain events I went to, like the one recently in Dubai, and then prior to that, and in the US. And so I like one of the guys I think he has a lot of knowledge. A lot of people hate him. They absolutely do not like him. Think he's a doomer, gloomer, whatever, negative always. That's Tone Base. He's a technical analyst. So he's really, I mean, right on. But of course, a lot of people say, well, they don't like him because he's just basically looking at the technical side of that. So that's why, you know, looking and studying, of course, a little bit technical analysis and trading. So hence I said, like 1 month ago, we're going to see probably a little bit of a summer rally. And that, of course, had to do a lot with the ETF, all the speculation on the ETFs, and the ETF has not come through again, so it's postponed again. So that was all factored in the price. We saw, of course, the price rally, and now it's coming down because it's cooling off now, this news. And I think it's going to go up again a little bit, but I think it's going to go down also again quite a lot before we will see a big rise in Bitcoin. Now, I'm not particularly worried about that eventually the price of Bitcoin will go up. I'm not that worried about it because I believe it will. I mean, how do they say? Price follows hash rate. And the hash rate has increased. I mean, it's the highest hash rate we have had. So it's ever increasing hash rate, more people mining. And of course, hence difficulty rate also went up again. So there's more and more people mining. There is more and more, of course, big companies looking, banks, etc., looking into it. So I think long term it will go up, but we are in a bear market as of now of Bitcoin. Unfortunately, our contracts are not paying since I think 4 days now, which is really concerning. But again, I hope it's going to go up again a little bit, at least that it reaches 7.3, 7.4,000, hopefully, so that the contracts become available or paying for a few days again before it goes down again. And then if just this continues like that, so that because we have this 60 days time gap, then I'm fine with that, of course. So I hope this is going to play out. The thing is that we are going, of course, we are mid of 2018, actually going to the last quarter of 2018. And we have in 2020 the halving. Now the halving meaning only half of the amount of Bitcoins will be mined then. What this means is, or what usually every halving of Bitcoin, what it had happened is price went through the roof, of course, then. And so I could actually see, not now, probably only end of next year, I could see prices maybe going to 40, 50, even $60,000. I mean, I don't know, but I think it could be definitely working out like that. I just hope that the contracts will stay profitable till then.
Yeah, well, that's a big statement. When if people are not aware that the protocol with Bitcoin, currently there's 1,800 new Bitcoins mined per day, as per the setup when it was made or produced in 2008, 2009. That was protocol that had to be followed. So it went from 3,600 per day in 2016, or before that to 2016, to 1,800 a day. And as soon as we hit 2020, drops down to 900 a day, and then 2024 down to 450 a day, and 2028 225 a day. So every 4 years it gets cut in half the amount of Bitcoins produced, mined, or manufactured, or whatever you want to call it. So that the very last one of the 21 million Bitcoins that will ever be produced is 2,140. And I think, was it you said the last one, by the time it goes 1,800 a day now, down to 900, 450, 225, 112 and a half, 67 and a half, 31 and a half, 15 and a half. Then it goes down to, say, 7 and a half, and then 3 1/4, and then 1, and then the last one Bitcoin takes, what, 32 years to actually complete the mining process. So it's 122 years from now. So the way it's all worked out is quite amazing, really. And everyone's sticking to it. G'day to Robbie and Connie joining us today. If you've got any questions, fire away. But I've got that feeling too. We're racing into towards the end of 2018 now. A lot of, you're saying a bear market, it is up and down, it is up and down. But the articles I read every week are increasing, and the amount of articles I'm reading about companies getting involved in the blockchain. And that's quite, especially in Australia, it is. There's a lot of movement, a lot of noise, as we say, here down under, with companies And I speak to quite a lot of people in the industry every day and every week. And most people now are aware of Bitcoin and what it is. Most people are aware of the blockchain, and they know someone or some company who's actually has some involvement in looking at blockchain, or they say, oh, that company's looking at the blockchain technology for their business. So, and I speak to a lot of business people who are involved in, because that's, if you want to get the answers, you want to talk to the right people, you've got to speak in the right areas. So we go to a lot of Bitcoin, not Bitcoin, meetup meetings, and you get to ask people all these questions about their industry, which is really fascinating to see how everyone is just waking up. It's only happened in the last 18 months about the blockchain. Bitcoin maybe in the last 2 to 3 years, but definitely here in Australia, like Brisbane Airport is crypto friendly. That's amazing. The whole airport is crypto friendly. Then one town north of where we are is completely crypto friendly. It's a tourist town, and they're trying to capture the digital tourist. Digital tourist, a new terminology for people who cruise around and have a Bitcoin card and want to spend it and pay for their stuff with Bitcoin or Litecoin or Zcash or Dashcoin or Monero or whatever companies are accepting. So I think especially down in Australia, we're getting more towards the, I guess, the explosive part of where it's going to go, Claudia. Like, I don't know whether you picked up when you were here. It's pretty hard. You're only here for a few weeks. You've talked to a lot of people. Just about every elevator you got in, every lift you got on, you were talking to the people on the lift, finding out where they are. It's a captive audience for 3 or 4 flights before they rush to get out the lift to get away from here. Did you get any sort of sense of business down here, talking to business people?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, actually, almost everybody I talked to. Like, I was the other day before I flew out in Melbourne. I was at the hairdresser, so I walked myself into the cold Flinders Street Lane or whatever this is, and it was bloody freezing cold. But I was meeting Abdul. So Abdul. So I was meeting Abdul. We had a really great meeting, planning, strategizing how we're going to build the Nigeria market. And because he's from there, as you know, well, he's actually half Ghanaian, half Nigerian. So I had a really great meeting with him. And then I went to the hairdresser. So in the hairdresser, after really I was almost leaving the shop, and so there was one lady sitting. She got her hair done, and the hairdresser. And then so she asked me, well, what do I do? Of course. And so, you know how it is. You have to have people asking, what do you do? And so I talked a little bit, very, very little. And have you heard about Bitcoin? And then the lady, yeah. But I want to get involved. I don't know. And so really, really curious, interested. And so she said, oh, I want to have more information. And so she wanted that I explain in a nutshell a little bit that concept. So I did, of course, do that. I said, I'm going to do it very easy to you, like really explain it very, very simple, basic. And so she and the hairdresser, they ended up adding me straight away to Facebook. Because they wanted to get involved, they wanted to basically to learn more about it and get engaged into that, which is great. So all the time I meet people here. I mean, met yesterday Roberto. Roberto, he's from the Philippines, but he's actually working and living here. So this was a great meeting, of course, with him, to seeing him in person. But lots of people. I mean, the other day we were with in a Thai restaurant. And there was the lady who's serving us. She was from Vietnam. And, you talk to them, people. If you talk to people, they ask you, and, oh, wow, I heard about Bitcoin. I heard about mining. I heard about, and how can I get involved? And how can I, so just they want to know, is this real business? Is this a real deal? Is this or not? So every time I speak to somebody, they're actually very positive.
Well, you've actually you've given people a bit of a clue there, that everybody are in search of some sort of information from a reliable source, and face-to-face is the best possible way of talking to people, and also educating people. So people watching like Robbie and Connie are very well versed and have great knowledge in the whole Bitcoin cryptocurrency space. And I guess we have a responsibility to pass on the information that we're getting, we're learning, to people, to give them an educated view of what we're all involved in. We're in a bit of a, as far as our earnings go, we're definitely in a trough at the moment. There's no question about that. Big business has ups and downs. The world economy has its ups and downs. We're just in a cryptocurrency down at the moment. But as Claudia said, she feels there's going to be a massive up. And we just got to hang on at the moment and show a bit of patience. And that's great leaders and great businesses all go through downturns, but they remain calm and in a positive manner. And when they speak to people about their business, they remain in a positive manner about the opportunity that people want to hear about. And if we explain it to people easily in basic terms, because you can get quite technical about cryptocurrency and what's Bitcoin mining. So I spoke to someone 2 days ago about, I said, well, I'm a cloud miner. And they said, what do you mean a cloud miner? Do you like physical digging and everything with Bitcoin? I said, no. I said, what do you think? I asked them, what do you think Bitcoin is? Can you explain? You explain to me what you think Bitcoin is, then I'll try and help you along. And and then I said, well, blah, blah, blah. They gave me an explanation. I said, well, I buy computer power contracts where I don't have a physical machine at home. I'm part of a company that's partnered with a massive international company that has 30, 40, 50, 60,000 machines. Now, you'll be quite interested, Claudia. I went on to Genesis Mining's Twitter page because all their updates go through their Twitter page. So I'll just, I was on it. So what I did, I posted in our group, the Swiss Gold Global corporate group, a video that was put out a couple of days ago by, who's the young guy puts those videos out? What's his name?
That's Philip. Philip Salter.
Philip, that's right. Now they did an inside explanation of the Swedish mining farm. It's only 3.5 minutes, but you should see the video of it before it's been built. The actual building, it'd take you 3 or 4 minutes to walk from one end to the other. It is that big. It is massive. And he talked about how the power was generated through hydroelectricity. They used drone shots over the power that they're using from the hydroelectric dam, and then drone shots of where it's all snow, all freezing cold where it was. And then they're putting the new equipment together, and it's the state-of-the-art stuff. So they're in for the long haul, which gives all our members, I would suggest, I would certainly hope, great comfort to know that the company we're associated with, one of our partners, is just building millions upon millions of dollars into their infrastructure for their business. And they're showing us, but he said he can't sort of let you know exactly where the security purposes. It was interesting, he said that people were knocking on the door at the Iceland mining farm and asking for a tour. So
no, and they did. But I mean, and this is what of course, one of the plans, or one of the, not just plans anymore, it's actually already starting in action, is our own, of course, Swiss Gold Global own mining farms. So, I mean, Genesis nor neither Swiss Gold Global wouldn't invest into more mining farms because they're bloody expensive if you wouldn't see a profitability in it, right?
No. I don't know whether you realise, Claudia, you're starting to speak like an Australian now.
Oh, I guess I was just too long in Australia, or I don't know. No, but I mean, could be.
That's the second time you said it's bloody expensive.
Yeah, well, sorry. Sorry, I have to change my behavior. And no, but I mean, definitely, we have. So mining is a big part of course, the whole Bitcoin network. I mean, miners need to get paid. Eventually, hopefully, we're gonna see also more. Fees, that fees are paying better for us miners. So no, I mean, I see a future in it. Now, right now, we are on a dip, we are on a downturn. It's actually even not paying since a few days for the first time for the 28 cents contracts. The 28 cents, that's not the new contract, so the people bought from July onwards. It's just for the 28 cents contract, which most people have. But do I wish and hope and expect them to be paying again? Yeah, I do. It would be not really good if it wouldn't. Then I don't know if Genesis is going to do something there, like Hashflare, I believe, did. I don't have that understanding, but certainly Bill and his partners, they're working on a future projects with their own mining farm, where we may do the mining in a little bit of a different way than you guys are used to it with this new project. So, but what I did here in the last really 3 weeks was I was talking to a lot of individuals, and I was doing of course, doing, like you got to, when you bring out a new product, you got to do the testing of the market, don't you? And so I did a lot of market testing myself and did just talk to people which have some understanding, have a lot of understanding, have a little understanding. And I explained the new project, of course, with the asset-backed token. And I had not one person who was not excited. Everybody was excited. It was a pretty easy pitch. And so I'm really looking forward to what's going to come. It's going to, of course, take time. Everything takes time. But with that, we have something really exciting nobody else had. I mean, yesterday I was on a call with 3 gentlemen. They are doing ICOs, and they're doing consulting in ICOs, and they just love what we have. They just love what Swissquote Global is going to bring together, which they believe we are going to create a new category, total new category. So I'm excited, even though, of course, we go right now through a little bit of a dip. Use that dip to make connections. Use that dip to educate yourself. Use that dip to educate other people. If you help other people to gain the knowledge, they will follow you. They will appreciate you. And when we launch with the new concept, they will be probably one of the first ones calling you. So I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin. I can see there are things gonna happen. Not now, not in the very near future with Bitcoin. So because, again, we are in a bear market. But I believe by next year, probably mid next year, so in a year from now, maybe end of next year, we're going to see things happening big time. That's my outlook.
Your outlook, all right. I think I've got a feeling, because we're at about 6,500, we'll slowly climb up to the 10,000, 11,000 mark, I think, and stabilise around there before Christmas. Not to the jumping up to that huge amounts as people are predicting, but just a steady climb as more and more people adopt Bitcoin. And that's, I think, again, the 30 million people who have Bitcoin accounts or wallets around the world. We should be encouraging people. Like I post on my timeline on Facebook my link to CoinJar to say, just open a Bitcoin account, stick $20 in, start learning about Bitcoin, how it works, how you can move your fiat currency, your Aussie dollars into a Bitcoin account pretty easily. We can do an automatic payment from your savings account, boom, straight into that. And you can get a card like I've got, so you can, buy a coffee with a Bitcoin card. It's a great talking point. And as you say, in the next couple of months, just educate people about what the industry that we're in and how the technology of blockchain will help businesses. It's not here to overtake or commandeer or do anything like that. It's actually to improve the life that we live technically. And that's what a lot of people I speak to are in a technical mindset, they're very excited about the adoption of blockchain technology. But on the back of that, Bitcoin will use to be paid for things. The more people adopt blockchain technology and the more people will use Bitcoin and Ethereum and Litecoin and Dashcoin, the top 20, they may not go for the new ICOs like the Kiwi coin, which is, you know, I said at the meetings it'll be out a couple of Mondays ago. Well, unfortunately, Claudia, it's been delayed. the Kiwi coin. Anyone can start an ICO, you see. This is a great thing about the world we live in. I can open a website for those who haven't heard me talk about the Kiwi coin. All I need to do is set up a website, have a board of directors, give people a white paper, and then make up some story what the Kiwi coin will do, and then launch it on to get some funds in, and then try on one of the exchanges to get people to start buying the Kiwi coin. But like a lot of these ICOs, as Bill said many weeks ago, that there's out of all the ICOs that have been started in the last year, 2017, they raised $6 billion. $6 billion was raised through all the ICOs that started. Now half of those have stopped, collapsed, or gone. So $3 billion has been. So he said it hasn't been lost. Just some people are giving that $3 billion to someone else. Someone else has that $3 billion now. So the good coins, the good ICOs that are being developed now will gain momentum and gain sort of visualization across people, and people start talking about them, the top 20. And once blockchain hits some of these bigger countries in Australia here, and people in Australia get used to the name blockchain technology and understand what it'll do to running their systems. And it's as simple as going to a store, and I've got my wallet here, yeah, and I go and make a payment with a traditional card, and they complain that the system is so slow when I do a tap, and you can see on their little screen it's going round and round and round and round and round for a connection to the servers that the banking system here in Australia has. And I said, oh, the system's a bit slow today. And they said, it's always slow. So they get frustrated that their business can't run fast enough and efficient enough at the point of sale. And that's where they get their money in to keep their business running. It's not efficient enough. And that's when I said, well, just give it a year or two and you'll be using blockchain technology in your computers here on the counter. Your scanning systems will have blockchain technology in them. What's blockchain technology? Just Google it. Go on YouTube and have a look at a video. And if you get really lost, here's a business card. Bang. And you just give them one of these, kitty broom. And then give me a ring if you want to know more. And that's how, simply using your traditional banking cards, you can create a conversation with someone about blockchain technology, which leads you into Bitcoin. And then bang, you pull out your Bitcoin card. What's a coin jar? Well, here's a link. Join up, put 20 bucks in, and then you can tell your friends that I own Bitcoin. And then I'm part of the blockchain technology. That's all it takes over the next 6 to 12 months of telling as many people this story as you. Robbie's just asking, what's the price of the Kiwi coin? Well, the most important thing, Robbie, is that the Kiwi coin is designed, just very briefly, the white papers will be coming out 2 weeks on Monday. It's for follically challenged people like me who use razors, electric razors for shaving, right? Now, the technology inside these razors, when you plug it into the wall, the efficiency with a specific algorithm they run on allows you to cut hair very, very close without scarring the skin. So this technology is part of the Kiwi coin. I would imagine, Robbie, that the Kiwi coin will probably start at about 0.001 of a cent. But once the follically challenged people around the world like myself, and there's millions of us, men and a few women who choose to be shaven head, once they get hold of the Kiwi coin, she's going to go ballistic, mate. But the thing is, what happens with a lot of ICOs that once, like the Dogecoin, the dodgy coin, they got $25 million or something in their ICO. They've all along said it's nothing. It's not created to do anything, but still people buy it, hoping to buy and sell, make a profit. So the Kiwi coin will be around, and I could do what most ICOs do and just have the website running and have the coin being exchanged for 6 months. And once I get 25 or $30 million in the bank, I'll just turn the network off, just turn the website off. Where's the Kiwi coin gone? Well, he's let his hair grow out, so there's no use for the the Kiwi coin anymore. So great question, Robbie. Now, Claudia, you don't have any need for the Kiwi coin because you've got a full head of hair. So, do you agree about these? We don't know there's one or two ICOs that are going to be really good, and our gold and silver tokens plus the new ICO, which can't divulge the information yet. Plus, once people read the white paper, they're going to go, "Oh wow, this is exciting." Do you think that's going to happen?
I think so. I mean, again, the white paper is there's still some changes to be made on the white paper. Of course, Bill is working with some experts there in the field of course, ICOs. And yeah, again, like those, like, as I said just yesterday, the call I had with those really, really smart, how would you call them, venture capitalists, yeah, fundraisers basically. They were just really, really, they really loved it. They have now since quite some time studying our white paper, and they're very excited about the project. Why? Because, again, this is something very unique, very, very different. It has a really solid backbone, which is really great, which most, of course, of ICOs absolutely lack. And they lack the transparency, they lack they lack basically the whole concept lacks on skills, on really like years and years of track record. And so this is all going to be put to the table. And that's why, like, in this time right now, I also don't want people to forget about the gold. I mean, you know, Swissquote Global is around since 2008. And we just had 1.5 years really mining. That's all that we had. So we are very much in the gold. The gold is the same deal. The gold is right now in a down market. It's in a bear market, the gold, since quite some years. But talking, of course, again to those guys yesterday as well, they, like many of the people, are on the same beliefs that this market will turn eventually. We see a lot of things happening in the global economy. We see, I mean, look, the Turkish lira dropped. Russia doesn't want to deal anymore with the dollar. China is fed up. Venezuela, you see so many things going on. Eventually, gold will go up again. And so the timing probably of when we bring out that will be just very good, because this is when a lot of the shit coins, sorry to my expression, did actually collapse. And they realized, well, there's actually nothing really behind. And so I think the timing for us will be really perfect. But right now, of course, you may, of course, can't really sell Bitcoin mining contracts with a lower threshold of the 14 cents. Well, I mean, we still have the gold and the silver. So if you build your business and you make commissions, you still can get paid out in Bitcoin. A lot of people don't know that. You don't have to accept the dollars for recommending, referring, sharing, making money. You can get paid out in Bitcoin and increase your Bitcoin holdings that way. And for the people, of course, who have contracts with us, which right now for the 28 cents, which are not paying at the moment, again, this money they have made till just a few days ago, don't sell your Bitcoin. If you sell your Bitcoin, obviously, then you may, if you just really came on board this year, you know, you may hadn't had the returns which you thought of. But again, like, I'm a big long-term believer in Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to go up very much. So don't sell it. It just hold on to it. Maybe even increase your income. I mean, I have no intention myself in slowing down. I have no intention to slow down till we wait of the new, for the new things to come out. No, why would I? I'm sharing. I'm promoting. We don't have the mining contracts right now, but we have the gold or silver. I'm talking about that because, again, like, yeah, I mean, this is what we have been working on, or I have been working with so many years, so I'm very familiar with that. So I just want to encourage you to do that and accumulate this way your Bitcoin.
Yeah, that's very true. Now, Connie's asked a good question about the website, the new website, the new look. That will coincide with the release of the new ICO. You're going to do the new website and the ICO at the same time, or new website in and then launch the ICO?
No, no. Well, it's not yet 100% sure. So the back end is actually built. The problem is if the back end will be released, then of course the name is out, the new branding is out, and it's maybe not so worth. It's not. So I rather wait, honestly. And we talked about that a lot with the leaders. You know, we rather wait till everything doesn't have to be all there, but at least till we have the one part of the token and so on. You know, because again, like this has to be done smart. You cannot fail this project. If you want to today raise, okay, if you were last year, beginning of last year, again, you could put any shitcoin out there, sorry my expression, and just build a white paper and put some names there, and that's it. And you could raise funds. You can't do that any more in today's environment. Today's environment has changed absolutely. People are not anymore fools. So if you do your when you go for your ICO and you do your seed, your first seed capital raise, which is going to be, of course, large investors. It's the first seed capital raise before you even go out through the network. You know, this has to be spot on. There can't be anything, let's say, okay, we do that, but then later we change a little bit parts of the white paper. We change parts here. No, this has to be from day one absolutely top notch. So it's better sometimes to wait a little bit, even though for the markets, let the market drop a bit, because even though, yes, I hope by the end of the year we are 10,000 slowly Bitcoin again, I believe we're going to drop further to $5,000. Even maybe if 5,000 doesn't hold, we could go even further down to maybe $3,000. I don't know, at least for a short while. But saying that, like, it's better to have it all, because you have only one chance. You have only one chance today with an ICO to make it. And if you don't use that chance and you really not everything well planned out, I mean, that chance is gone. Yeah. And we don't want to have this to happen.
Now, that's still, we're aiming sort of September, end of September for everything to come through. Is that?
We're aiming, yeah, we're aiming.
Overall plan, yeah, end of September, yeah. All right, well, there's obviously patience is a virtue, as they say, and there's so many things that Bill and the team are building for our future.
And the new office looks great, the new office.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The photos that you posted them in the main group or just on your page?
Just on my page. I haven't posted in the main group. Yeah, I actually, really good. So I saw the new office, a beautiful building. Beautiful outlook, of course. I mean, it's really nice. So I was there yesterday, and yeah, so everything is marching. You know, it's a lot to do, of course.
So explain to everybody, you're in Dubai. Why are we building new Swiss Gold Global offices in Dubai? Is there a strategic reason for that? Obviously, you're not. Bill's not going to spend, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars building offices and fitting out, and for no reason whatsoever. Is there a specific strategic reason behind that?
Yeah, I mean, Dubai is a great place for business. He had the company at the DMCC, the gold-backed token. The companies are registered here. So So I mean, that's it's very strategic. We're going to have different languages, obviously. Going to have call center in all those different languages. You have, I mean, to very good service. I mean, very service orientated. Look at the Filipinos, the Vietnamese, the Chinese here, the Arabs. I mean, it's just such multicultural where you can really give, and they are very service orientated. It's just like amazing. So business-wise, structure-wise, it's good. Now, of course, Bill is also looking in different jurisdictions and other jurisdictions, crypto environment friendly, because you have to always look crypto environment friendly. Where or which countries are that? That's just the reason.
Yep. Okay. Well, that's all very, very positive stuff. Listen, Claudia, we've spoken between the two of us for over 40 minutes. I think that's enough.
What time is it? What time is it? Because my flight is somehow somewhere.
7:42 here, so you're about.
Okay, so I need to leave like in 15 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Perfect timing. Well, have a safe flight back to Germany, to your home. The last question, what's your thoughts on the EFT delay by the SEC? EFT delay?
It's normal. It's normal. They're gonna push it back as much time. They wanna win as much time as that they can. It's normal. They're gonna push back. They're gonna push back. Eventually, it will go through, but it takes many attempts. It's just the way it is. I mean, we have that with Bill deals that every time with banking. I just talked yesterday to a guy. He was an interesting businessman here in Dubai. He himself is from Iraq, and he does with he sells computers. He says it's just getting such a nightmare just transferring money. Transferring in US dollar, it is just almost impossible. The amount of paper documents you need when you take transactions or you pay your suppliers, it's just a nightmare. It's not nice. It is just. They're dealing with hundreds and hundreds of papers they need to sign and confirm, and why in the US, and why you're using the US dollar, and why, and do you have relatives, and it's just really a nightmare, of course, going on. And so the ETF, obviously, I believe it's going to come through, but until it comes through, there has to be many pushbacks till they will accept it. It's the way it works. I mean. The US dollar, which is still the global currency in the world, less and less people want it right now. So, I mean, it's control. It's all power. It's control. That's what it is. That's why we love cryptocurrency.
Yeah, and the good thing is that people are getting frustrated with that control, and therefore the push for cryptocurrency, the blockchain, to make their life and their business more easy to accessible, more cost effective, faster and efficient than, the ETF. The SEC is going to get that much pressure from all different quarters now that eventually it will have to go through. So just remain patient, folks. Thank you, Claudia, for giving us all that information. Some of it's technical, which is good, but as you do every day of the week, every breath that you have, you keep telling the story to everyone you meet, whether they're sitting in the hairdresser or in an elevator or wherever you are in the world. You just keep telling your story about gold and silver, cryptocurrency, the blockchain. You just keep telling and telling and telling. So if we all do the same, then, we're just spreading the word of positivity, and those 30 million wallets will go up to 40 million, to 50, to 60, 80, 100 million. People start buying Bitcoin, the price will go up. This SEC will say, all right, enough. We accept it. Big business will get on board. It won't happen quickly, but at 6 to 12 months, I think there'll be drastic changes in line for us. We just got to stay patient and keep putting one foot in front of the other, keep telling people about our journey. And a lot of people want to come on that journey, but you individually haven't met those people yet. So you've got to keep talking to different people to meet those people who are wanting to meet you. It's all about making connections. Claudia, have a very safe flight. Have fun when you get back in Germany. It's still summertime there, so you've got some nice weather to go back to and relax and get walking back on your push bike that you do, riding around all over the place.
I really missed that. I did miss that, though.
And stop saying bloody, because it's
yes, I know.
It sounds funny in the German accent, but it's all good. Okay. Thank you, Claudia. We'll see you on the next one. That
Thank
was
you, guys.
number 51. So next week is our 52nd hangout, which is 1 year of doing live hangouts on a Monday night. So that's a bit of a huge milestone. So what I might do is try and get a full panel next week of lots of people involved in our business who can celebrate the first year of our live hangouts on a Monday night. Thank you, Claudia. Safe trip. Thank you to everybody.
Thank you.
And we'll see you.
Gonna have my sushi now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.
Okay.